Okay, kiddies, and we're back. This is HalleluYAH Christian, and we're continuing our teaching to the kindergartners in America and across the world, everywhere in the world. This teaching is going out, and we're going to continue with the book, How to Gain Love, Respect, Happiness, Health, and Wealth. And again, we want to recap real quick. It was recommended in this book, in the other book I wrote, Dave Christian's HELPOLOGY. Dave Christian's, that's me, HELPOLOGY. So in Dave Christian's HELPOLOGY, let's see, put it down like this. Okay, then in this book, we remember last time we talked, we read about this person here, Christos Koulos, who wrote an amazing letter sharing how my book helped save his life through the Holy Spirit, even though I wrote the book when I thought I knew for certain God did not exist. And that's the letter that was in the previous teaching. Okay. We just review that real quick, let you see it, and then we're going to move on to the reading of today. Now, today's lesson is going to be continuing with the book, How to Gain Love, Respect, Happiness, Health, and Wealth. And this is my first book I wrote when I was 24. I'm 52 now. And so again, for attention, we're going to say hands and eyes, and then all the students are going to put their hands and eyes together. They're going to put their hands together and then lean inward and stare intently at me. Now, right now, I've got the video camera on the book, so I'm not going to turn it around and show you and everything. So we're just going to explain it to you, okay, kiddies? Okay, so pay attention, listen closely. Whenever I say hands and eyes, you're going to say hands and eyes, and you're going to put your hands together in front of you, lean in toward me, and focus with your eyes on whatever I'm saying, and you be very quiet and pay close attention, okay? Thank you. Now here we're going to go. I'm going to say hands and eyes, and you're going to go hands and eyes, and you're going to lean in, put your hands together, lean in toward me, focused and paying attention and silent. So 1, 2, 3. Hands and eyes. Hands and eyes. Very good. Whoa, I'm so proud of you. You guys are quick learners. You know what? You learn faster than most adults I've tried to teach. Anyway, let's continue. Let's have some fun learning. We're going to learn about how to gain love, respect, which is liking. When someone respects you, they like you. It actually, I'll tell you the deeper meaning. It's pretty cool. You got the word re here, means to do again. Re. Spect has to do with looking. You have what's called spectacles. They go on your eyes. Spectacles go on your eyes like glasses. They're called spectacles. That means you look. With spectacles, you look. Okay? So, spectacles, look. When you respect, that means you re-look. You re-look at something because you want to pay attention to it. So when you respect something, you're re-looking at it over and over again because you like it. It's interesting to you. You're paying attention to it because you respect it. You re-look at it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, great. Now, wonderful. This is what we're going to do, though. But basically, respect is when you like something, okay? So we're going to learn about that. We're going to learn about happiness, health, the well-being of something, and wealth, the value or usefulness or helpfulness of something. Personal perfection, that's your individual, that's you by yourself, personal, just for you. Perfection means to get a little bit better each day of your mind. It's what you think with, and the way we think with our mind. Tony Robbins taught us the secret to the way we think is we ask and answer questions. That's how we think. So if we ask better questions, we'll come up with better answers, and we'll be thinking smarter, wiser, better, more helpful. Okay, kiddies? So listen, I love you, and I want to teach you and help you so then you can change the future. Each one of you has special gifts. You're each a genius. Einstein said everybody's a genius. Einstein, the genius, said everybody's a genius. So let's just take his advice and realize that we all have potential genius in us. The secret is to ask better questions. And we're going to keep asking the helpology question, which we already know, but we're going to keep learning because Tony Robbins taught us the secret to success. If you want to get good at something, it's called repetition, to do over and over again, is the mother of skill. So repetition is the mother of skill. Repeat after me. Repetition is the mother of skill. Very good, class. Very good, class. Now listen, repetition is the mother of skill. What that means is when you do something over and over again, you're going to give birth to excellence. You're going to get really, really good at it. Just like we learned about the basketball players. They shoot their basketball 300 times when they practice each day. Some of them shoot 3, sometimes more, sometimes less. But some of the best basketball players in the world, Tony Robbins taught us this, they will shoot that ball 300 times every day just to make sure they're getting as good as they can at basketball. So thank goodness we don't have to do the helpology question 300 times every day. But you know what? You may actually ask it and answer it more than that and not know it. So anyways, it's the most helpful thing you can be doing is asking and answering the helpology question. If you can come up with a more helpful and simpler question that works, then let me know about it and we'll switch and change the helpology question to whatever you came up with. Okay, because remember Einstein said the best design is the simplest one that works. So repeat after me. Einstein said, the best design is the simplest one that works. Very good, very good. And so what we did was we learned Tony Robbins taught us. We want to think by asking better questions. So we took Einstein's statement, the best design is the simplest one that works. We changed the word best to most helpful. Then we turned it into a question. And that's how we think now. We think with Einstein's wisdom and genius when we ask and answer the helpology question, which is what's the most helpful and simplest way that works. So repeat after me. What's the most helpful and simplest way that works? Yeah, very good. Of course you got. Of course that's easy. Anybody can do this. This science was developed for kindergartners, okay? For kindergartners and up. So it's for everybody in the world. As long as you can speak English, you can do helpology in English, but if someone's going to translate it into their language, they're welcome to do it for free. Translate this into your language for your people, and then you will be blessed and helped. You'll be able to help your nation and all your people, lead them with helpology, and then you can do that and change your country. So, but good luck keeping up with us, right, kiddies? We're in America, and we're going to keep staying ahead of everybody in the world. We're going to try to pass up China again in productivity and business and everything. That's our goal. We're going to pass up China because I think they passed us up. Someone said they're better than us in some things. And that's not acceptable. We're Americans. We got the Constitution. We got freedom. We got creativity. We got all the money. Oh, my goodness. We just print it off like it's nothing. No, I'm just kidding. We got so much money and wealth in this country. I think we got spoiled and it made us slow down a little bit. So we got to just get back into creativity. And that's what the helpology question is going to do. That's why we're teaching all kindergartners in America and all kindergartners in the world for free through YouTube. And eventually this will be a household name. It'll be like Pepsi and Coca-Cola and Amazon and Google and Facebook. You're going to say helpology because you're going to have to do helpology or you're going to be left behind in the information age. If you're not doing helpology, you're going to be an also ran. You're going to basically be not able to keep up with those doing helpology because they're going to be so much more logical than you. They're going to be helpological, which is the most helpful and simplest way that works. So repeat after me. Helpological is the most helpful and simplest way that works. Very good. Woo! I'm so proud of you. Look how fast you're learning. You already learned helpology. Let's remember what helpology is. Remember helpology. See, repeat after me. First I'll say it, and then we'll repeat it. So first I'm going to say it. Remember, when you give a public speaking or you teach someone, you want to tell them what you're going to tell them. tell them, then tell them what you told them. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Helpology is the study of what's most helpful. So that's easy. My goodness. Let's hear that again. I'm going to say it and you repeat it, please. Helpology is the study of what's most helpful. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very simple. Very easy. Even you kiddies can get it, kindergartners. So if you kindergartners can get this and master it, then I can't wait to see how the adults are going to do, because they're supposed to be smarter than you. They're supposed to be. We'll see if they actually are or not, because I think we're going to be surprised that the kindergartners are going to do more with this than the adults even. So that's been my experience anyway. The adults, for some reason, don't like to learn helpology. They think they're too smart for it or something. And the kindergartners, they just embrace it. So let's just we'll just keep teaching the kindergartners and then let the adults catch up one day. So anyway, now we're going to say helpology is the study of what's most helpful. Helpological is the most helpful and simplest way that works. And a helpologist is one who studies helpology. That's it. It's very simple. So repeat after me. A helpologist is one who studies helpology. Very good. Oh my gosh, it's so simple, so easy. It's probably easier than almost anything else I've ever taught. So anyways, let's keep going. We're going to learn about what's health, the well-being of something, and wealth, the value or usefulness or helpfulness of something. Personal perfection is your individual, just you, personally. Perfection, getting a little better each day of your mind, how you think and ask and answer questions. This book is your personal guide. So it's individual just for you, your guide. It's like a map. It's going to get you where you want to go. To continuous, that means keep going. A little bit each day. Improvement, getting better and better. By Dominic Ficini. That's my pen name. It used to be my name I went by when I wrote the book. But now my name is David Yah Christian, and I changed it for personal reasons. And then it was by CI Books. Now, we already read this. I'm just going to show you briefly. We already did this. This book will show you exactly. We read that. Go back and read it on the other video if you want to see that again. We did the quantity sales and individual sales, and we did the title page again, How to Gain Love, Respect, Happiness, Health, and Wealth. Now where we're at, we're going to pick up where we left off. We're going to do what is called the copyright page. Copyright. Now listen, most adults just skip this. They think it's like, oh, that's just the copyright page. Don't ever skip this, children. Trust your teacher, okay? Trust me when I say, when you study this copyright page, you're going to think about how to write a book. You're going to know what needs to go on the copyright page. You're going to remember the author, what year they wrote it. You're going to see the publishing company, what they say to protect their rights. You're going to learn who developed it in detail. It's going to give you ideas. And you're going to see how many printings was done, where it was printed. It'll give you vision for a greater United States. But sometimes it'll say printed in China. And you'll be like, oh, okay, they chose it printed in China to do it cheaper. But then they ended up spending their money in another country, and that's not so good for our country. We want to print it in the United States, okay? It's just better. But you do whatever you want. If for some reason you want to print it in China or another country, that's your personal choice. I'm not here to tell you not to. I'm just telling you it's better for our country when we do it in the United States. It gives more jobs to our people, and the money stays in our country, and it's better for our nation, financial stability. But you do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing with you my personal views and beliefs about business and making money and how to make our country great again. Which I believe it's already great, but we want to be number one. We want to stay number one, and we don't want to, have other countries pass us up because they're studying harder than us. We want to have passion, fun, enjoyment, exciting. We want to introduce helpology to every kindergartner in America and in the world, and we want the whole world to start competing at the level of basic helpology by asking and answering what's the most helpful and simplest way that works. And we'll see the whole world get better. Literally overnight, like in a year or so it could happen. So we'll see what happens, but time will tell. So let's go through this now. Let's have some fun. Who wants to have fun? learning helpology. Raise your hand or both hands if you're excited about learning helpology, the study of what's most helpful. Okay, raise your hands. Woohoo! Both my hands are up. Yes, both my hands are up high. I see, oh my goodness, I see everybody's hands are both up high. How come you're so excited? You don't have to tell me, I know why. Because this is fun. This is exciting. This is your dreams come true, right? You're like, I'm in school. I'm finally studying something I love, and I can't wait to learn more about what's most helpful. You're like, woo! Yes, and this is exciting times for you because the rest of your life is going to be different now because you know helpology. So let's continue. Okay, my little kitties, here we go. The title of the book is right here. How to Gain Love, Respect, Happiness, Health, the well-being of something, and wealth, the value, usefulness, or helpfulness of something. A lot of people think of wealth and they just think of money. They think dollar bills only. That's totally wrong. Wealth is way more than money. Because listen, you can have money, but if you don't have mental wealth in your mind and understand how to control your thoughts, your feelings and your emotions and your actions, then you might end up getting depressed and kill yourself. I've heard of people that were wealthy that killed themselves. It's ridiculous. So listen, don't be silly. Learn what wealth is. Wealth is not just money, kiddies. Okay, we're not going to I'm going to teach you to where you'll never get depressed to where you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to always figure out a better way to think, okay? You're going to say the helpology question. What's the most helpful and simplest way that works to not feel sad? And you'll come up with better answers. One of them, your answer will never be to kill yourself. That would be ridiculous because that's painful, it hurts, and who knows what happens after you die. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to do it. So I'm here to prevent suicide, okay? It's a problem in our country. It's always been a problem throughout history. So I'm here to help because I love you, children. I'm going to help prevent you from ever hurting yourself like that, okay? I love you, and I don't ever want you to hurt yourself, okay? That's very sad. If you ever feel that sad, go ask someone for help, please. Talk to someone, okay? Now listen here, wealth. The value, usefulness, or helpfulness of something. Personal, individual, perfection, getting a little better each day of your mind, your thoughts. Now, something about your thoughts and your mind, it works like this. Remember this. Think, feel, do. Repeat after me. Think, feel, do. Very good. We're going to do it 2 more times. We're going to do this one 3 times. So first off, hands and eyes. Hands and eyes. Repeat after me, please. Think, feel, do. One more time. Think, feel, do. Very good. You can put your hands down, but still pay attention, please. Now listen closely. You just learned how we, as human beings, behave, okay? Psychologists or people who study human behavior, they study why we do things, and it's very simple. Remember this. First you think, and then you feel, and then you do. So think, feel, do. You're going to think a thought. You're going to feel a feeling based on that thought, and then you're going to do something based on your thoughts and your feelings combined. And then once you do something, you're going to think something else. You're going to feel something else. Then you're going to do something else, and it's a cycle. It keeps repeating. And so it's all the power is in the mind when you start. The first thing is when you think. So the thinking has to do with the questions. So it always comes down to you're going to be asking and answering questions. So as long as you think, feel, do, if you think the first thought is what's the most helpful and simplest way that works, if you keep asking that question, thinking with that question, then you're going to be very wise, smart, genius, intelligent, really good boys and girls, like Einstein, genius. And you're all geniuses, said Einstein. So check this out. Think, feel, do. Remember that. Think, feel, do. Because that's how you're going to behave, is based on your thinking, feeling, and doing. Think, feel, do. Make sense? Does that make sense, class? Is that simple? Very good. Thank you. Copyright 1994. That's the year I wrote this book. I was 24 in 1994. Dominic Ficini was technically it was my legal name. My whole name was Peter Louis Dominic Ficini. Let me say that again. It was Peter Louis a little hyphen, looks like a minus sign, connecting the 2 words, Dominic Facchini. And that's spelled Peter, P-E-T-E-R, Louis, L-O-U-I-S, dash or minus sign, Dominic, D-O-M-I-N-I-C, Facchini, F-A-C-H-I-N-I. I'm Italian, 100% Italian, half Northern Italian and half Southern Italian, or Sicilian, okay? So I'm 100% Italian, half Northern, half Sicilian. So you could say that Helpology originated from an Italian-American, Sicilian-American, as well as a Filipino, because my fiance is the co-founder of Helpology, and she's Filipino. So it was started by an Italian-American and then a Philippine. She's in the Philippines. So now, published, created, and mass communicated or sent out, published. Publish means to like copy it and give it to other people, to make it become more well-known, or to hand it out, a lot of it. That's published. In the United States, that's where we live, by CI Books, a division of CI Publishing. So the CI Books, CI stands for continuous improvement. Like here, you remember where we saw that? Where did we see that? Continuous improvement. There it is, right? Continuous improvement. And continuous improvement means continuous. That means it keeps going, connecting, doesn't stop. Continuous, like a continuous line would be if I draw a line. If I stop the line and pick up and then start again, it's not a continuous line. If I keep making the line straight or you know, whatever, it doesn't have to be straight. But if I make it to where the pen never picks up off the ground or off the paper, if that's continuous, okay? Continuous, if I go like this, then it's no longer continuous. So if I stop, then it's not continuous. So we're trying to do continuous, meaning we're going to keep doing it. Improvement, and that means getting a little bit better each day. So that's the name of the publishing company, but it's no longer in business. But it was Continuous Improvement, CI, Books, a division of CI Publishing, Continuous Improvement Publishing. Those were my companies, by the way, both CI Books and CI Publishing. Now, it says here, all rights reserved. Now, what does that mean? Why do they put that in the book? Okay, what they're trying to say is this. Any company that, or author, or business, or publishing group, anyone that writes a book and puts that in there, they're trying to say, look, this book is very unique. All the rights to it, I keep them. You don't get to do what you want with this stuff. It's special. It's mine. That's what all rights reserved means. But now, as you know, even though all rights are reserved, I'm giving this book for free to everybody. You can copy this video. You can share it for free. If I could give you copies of the book for free, I would, but there's no copies of the book left. It's not in print anymore. So there's like 1 or 2 left on the internet. When I researched it, someone was selling it on, I forget where. I don't even know, like Abe Books or something. It was called Abe Books. So 1 copy left there. It's used. And then after that, forget, there was another site somewhere, and that was, I think I found 2 copies left in the whole world. And so once those 2 are sold, you can't buy this book anywhere. So you don't need it anyway. You need these videos. You need the author of the book reading it to you, right? Explaining it to you at the kindergarten level anyways. It's better than buying it. Now, it'd be nice to have your own copy so you could study it over and over again. But, you know, until the public says they want copies made, we're not going to make copies. I'm giving it to you for free in video form. But if everyone keeps contacting me in faith saying they want a hard copy, they want to study it, and they want it for homeschool, they want it for public school, whatever, then we'll make arrangements to print it again. We'll just do it through Amazon. We'll do what's called Create Space. I'll have to rewrite it, put it up there digitally for free. I'm teaching you guys how to do a book right now. You write out the book in a computer, takes time and effort, and then you put it up on Create Space on Amazon for free, doesn't cost a penny, and then they put it in their system, and they put it on their Amazon for sale, and then even though you don't have a book printed yet, it's still for sale, ready to be sold, and then they can print it off 1 copy at a time per each order. So that's how that Create Space works on Amazon. And I don't even know if it's called Create Space anymore, but that's what it used to be called. But Amazon has something like that. So let's check this out. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be used, reproduced, made again, or transmitted, sent, in any form, or by any means, electronic, mechanical, means machine, photocopying, like with a copy machine, recording, like if you use a camcorder, like a iPhone to record it, or some type of recording device, an iPad or iPhone to record, or like we're doing right now, right? We're recording it with I'm using an iPad mini right now. The last recordings I did on an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Right now we're doing the recording on an iPad mini. I think it's 4th generation or something, I don't recall. But it's not the newest, but it works fine. Recording, but it says you're not allowed to, right? You're not allowed to. I have all rights reserved, right? But I'm telling you, you are allowed to. I don't mind. You can do it for free. I don't need the money. I'm doing quite well financially. I'm a disabled, retired Marine Iraq War veteran. I earn money from being disabled and retired. I don't need money. I'm doing all this out of my love for you kiddies and for our great nation, United States of America. To give back after what the country's done for me. The country's always helped me have my freedom so I could produce and create, gave me the time to study. I did a lot of studying, read more than 500 books on self-help, business, marketing, advertising, body language, communication, how to write letters, love, emotions, all these things I studied so then I could write this book for you. Okay, kiddies? Now here we go. Or by any informational storage, that would be like Google Drive or anywhere you were going to put it in. They used to use what they call a jump drive, but they don't use that anymore. Everything's in the cloud. iCloud or Google Drive or Google Photos, right? And that's where it all goes. Or by any informational storage and retrieval system. That's the way to get it back. Retrieval, once you put it up in the cloud. Without the before, written permission from the publisher, which the publisher doesn't even exist anymore. The publisher's gone. The publisher was me. I had a company called CI Publishing. That company don't exist anymore. So the only thing that's left is me, and I have the copyright to it. See it right here, it says, I have the copyright to this book since 1994. So I'm giving you permission to do it right now. So you don't have to worry about that. You're allowed to. You do whatever you want with it, kiddies. You can make copies of it and sell it if you want. I don't need any money of it. If you wanted to, you could do this. You could say, you know what? People really like this book. David Yah Christian said he gave me permission, and I am giving you permission. You could take this video that I made. You could write down or type into a computer everything that you hear, including my teaching. You could print that, put that up on Amazon. Create space. You could do it, not me. You do it. Make it into a book. Call it whatever you want. You can call it Helpology and use the trademark logo and symbol. I don't mind. I'm giving you permission right now. This is being recorded. If you ever do it, then no one's going to you're not going to be in trouble. I'm giving you permission. So you could make your own book and sell it and make money. And I don't need any of the money. You keep it all. Okay, kiddies? So have fun with that. And you'll never hear an author say that, okay? The publishers will never let their author do what I just told you, okay? I just told you you can make money off of my work. You can get creative. You can make audio recordings of it. You could actually just re-record what I'm doing, put it on CDs and sell it. I mean, you got to start asking and answering the Helpology question. Come up with your own ideas of how to do it. But I'm giving you total permission right now to do whatever you want with this book. And with this recording, all these recordings I'm giving to your teachers, you do whatever you want with it. Go on our YouTube channel. Go on our YouTube channels, Faith and I. We have 2 YouTube channels, Helpology and Helpology Sefer. That is Helpology, HELPOLOGY. That's one YouTube channel, more than 25,000 videos there, all free. And the other YouTube channel is called Helpology Sefer, CEPHER. And Sefer just means book, scroll, or writings. So check those out when you get older. But check this out. Or ask your parents if you can go there now and let them, give you permission and stuff. They can watch you when you go. Anyway. Or they might say, wait till you get older. It's up to them. You got to always ask parents, okay? Can you remember that? Always ask permission from your parents. Repeat after me. Always ask permission from our parents. Very good. Okay, good. Now here we go. But this here says you're going to need written permission from the publisher, except in the case of brief or short quotations, embodied, that means put in critical articles. That means articles that judge or critique or talk about something, and reviews. So it basically was saying you're allowed to take quotes out of this book if you're writing an article or a review. You don't have to ask permission. But if you're going to do it for any other reason, you'd have to ask permission. But in reality, I'm telling you right now, this does not apply. I've given this, there's no longer, I still own the copyright. Okay, don't get me wrong. This is still my copyright. Even though the name is different, it's still who I was and it's still my identity. So that doesn't mean anything. The fact is, I own the copyright since 1994 to these everything that's in this book. And I'm giving you permission to override this here, where it says all rights reserved. I'm saying all rights unreserved. All rights are free for you to do whatever you want with it. I'm curious to see what you kiddies come up with. It'll be so fascinating to see you guys make CDs, other videotapes, put it on DVD, sell it in hard copy. Because some people can't go on the YouTube, different parts of the country. You guys make your own money, do whatever you want with this book. But you're very honored. I honor you at this young age to get a head start in life and have a product you can start to develop and create. Just think about it ahead of time. I would say something like this, or ask this question like so, the Helpology question, say, what's the most helpful and simplest way that works for me as a kindergartner to make money selling HalleluYAH Christian's work? And then you watch what you come up with. Because you can do it. I don't need any of it. You keep all the money for you and your family. Okay, acceptance, here we go. Without prior written permission. For information, write to CI Books, P.O. Box 601, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, 48303-0601. Now, why are we reading all this when that address isn't even valid anymore? Why is HalleluYAH Christian reading this to the kindergartners? This doesn't even make sense. He's wasting time. Oh, no. I have to say you're wrong. We're doing something, we're teaching, we're learning, we're developing the best habit you can have, and that is called attention to detail. Marine Corps taught me this. What you want to do is always have the habit of just going through everything, step by step, not assuming anything, learning it, and being like, okay, I read that, and now I know next time I read this book, I don't have to read that address is not valid anymore. But now you'll learn all about publishing. You'll learn about how to make money. See, adults that don't think about this, they don't read these sections, and then they never think about how to make their own book. But now kindergartners, I just taught you. You read this section. Every time you read it, you're going to be like copyright C for copyright. Copyright C 1994 by Dominic Ficini. Immediately, you're going to say, what's the most helpful and simplest way that works for me to eventually write a book? Have my own copyright there with my name after it in the year 2022 or 2023, 2020. That's what you're going to start thinking when you read that. You're going to say, oh, wow, he did that, so I could do something, right? See? Priceless information you got here, priceless. And that's why we don't skip this section. That would be silly to skip this, the most important section to read. One of the most important sections. But most adults don't know that. But that's okay. They're not the founder of Helpology or co-founder of Helpology. That's what I'm here for, is to teach you my secrets. Library of Congress. Okay, library is where they put a lot of books. They keep them safe for you so you can use them for free. Of Congress. Now, Congress is in our country. It's a place where they have a library. It's called the Library of Congress. It's in Washington, D.C. Well, guess what? Everyone that writes a book in our country has to send a copy to them. They actually put a copy in the Library of Congress. They catalog it and they give it a number. And in that library is everybody's book. Everybody's book that wrote a book in America is there. So it's an amazing library with everything. So that's another place a copy of this book is. If you ever want to go to the Library of Congress and read this book in person, it'll be there. Number 9394241. ISBN, you'd have to Google what that means. I don't know, and I don't really care anymore. 1-8847555003. Guess what? I want to teach you something about information. Now, this is not for you because you're still students in school, okay? You're not at an advanced level of knowledge, wisdom, experience, and stuff. But what I learned to do at my age is I study things and then I dump the information out of my mind. I get rid of it. I don't memorize anything. Now, I'm not saying you do that because you need to memorize your stuff. You got tests, you got to learn stuff. You're at the basic level of learning still. You have to memorize things or you're not even going to know how to speak English, okay? But what I'm saying is that if you ever get to an advanced level of learning and knowledge and wisdom, I started realizing that my mind can only remember so much. I only got so much room in my short-term memory for things. And so what I do, for example, like let's say I record a whole bunch of videos and I take a lot of pictures on my iPad or my iPhone. Once I put them places where I can get them later, like in Facebook Messenger, like I send them to my fiance, they're always going to be there in Facebook Messenger. Just got to go find them. Or you could say, well, they're going to be in my Google Drive too. No, they're not, because that's going to get full, right? And then you're going to say there's no space. And then if you want to keep doing that, you got to pay money. Well, listen, I advise you not to spend any money on Google Drive, iCloud, nothing. Just put it places where it's free, like Facebook Messenger. If you didn't think about it, think about it. If you use Facebook Messenger and you put all your videos and pictures in there to your friend, there they are. You can go back and get them for free. That's where you can store them for free. But this is what I do then. Talking about information, I call it information dump. It's an information dump. What I do is this. I learn a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes so much stuff that I can't even remember everything I learned, and then I just forget it all. On purpose. I information dump it. It's like, it's not important. It's going to change anyways. Most of the information you learn today is going to be obsolete in the next week, okay? Not always, but a lot of it, except certain writings that are like traditionally held as writings that would be what we call perennial. That means lifelong. They keep going. Information that doesn't seem to change. It's very rare, but there's some writings that are very, very good. Like maybe this book would be one of those, where the writing is written to where it's going to pretty much not have to change. But again, I wrote that on purpose this way, okay? Not most books aren't perennial or not changing because they're temporary information about news or what they're doing today, and then later, next 10 years later, it's no big deal. So anyways, I'm just teaching you, if you're going to write a book, and you will, I know you kiddies are going to probably all write a book because you're learning about how to write, you're listening to this book in kindergarten, you're probably going to all write a book in your life. Just like my teacher, remember, Mr. Leader taught me in 5th and 6th grade, he had me write a book each year in 5th and 6th grade. I wrote 2 books in I wrote 1 book in 5th grade, 1 book in 6th grade, Mr. Leader, Havel Elementary in Sterling Heights, Michigan. And then I ended up writing 2 books as an adult. So, coincidence? I don't know, probably not. So anyways, we're going to look like this and say, okay, what about this information dumping? Again, it's not for you at your age, okay? But if you ever get to where you got so much information, you start to feel stressed out. Like, I can't remember it all. That's because you can't, okay? You're probably not going to remember everything you're learning. We are in the information age. Sometimes the information comes so fast at you, you're going to forget it right away, even when you try to remember it. So what I've learned to do is this. When I do Helpology, I learn stuff, and then I say, you know what? A lot of what I learned is not even important. It's going to change anyway, so I'm not going to memorize it. Like, I got cell phone numbers that I don't even know because, I got like a Google Voice number that's free, okay? A Google Voice number you can get for free if you have a Gmail. You just Google Voice and find out how to do it. You'll have a free Google Voice for life. Most adults don't even know about this. I used to work for Google, so I learned this. Well, actually, I did this before I worked for Google, but anyway, when I worked for Google, I worked in Tempe, Arizona. I did Google Maps. I was the customer service rep to help businesses get their little pin on the Google Maps. But anyways, Google Voice is a free phone number for life. It doesn't cost you anything. So you'll have a number that you can always give out. People can call it, leave a voicemail. They can text you there. You can text them back. They can leave a voicemail. You can listen to it. It goes right into your Gmail for free. And so anyways, I have one Google Voice number that I've had for over 10 years, maybe 20 years, that I always just give out. If anyone ever says you need to give me your number, I give them that Google Voice number. Okay? Now, I'm not going to give it to you, but it's on the internet. If you ever want to contact me, you're welcome to. Just, Google it and then, call me and leave a message. I'll be happy to talk to you if I ever get time, if I'm not too busy. So anyways, what happens is this. The Google Voice number you want to memorize that one, okay? Because you're going to have to give that out. You're going to have to put it in forms all the time. But then the minute you start saying, I got a, another cell number, and maybe my iPad mini's got a number on it, and my iPad, my iPad Air has another number, you don't have to give those numbers to anybody, and you don't need to memorize them either. You're not going to be using them. You're just going to keep using that Google Voice. Now, your close family, they're going to need your cell number, of course, to call you. But those are going to be very few people that need that number. And so what happens is this: information dumping. It's not for young people. Certainly not for young people. It's not even for college students. College students still got to memorize things. Remember, I'm different. I'm 52. You guys are young. You cannot do information dumping, but I'm giving you a heads up about what it's like for you as an adult and other adults that are listening to this, teachers. Certain information you'll learn, and you won't need to know it. And if you forget it, it's no big deal, because there's new information coming that's more important. And anyways, I'm just sharing with you my little secrets about how to keep my mind clear, and so I can think clear and I don't have pressure and stress. I call it information dumping. And so I learn a whole bunch of stuff and then I just forget about it because it's not important. Get it? Okay, very simple. Now, cover design by who? By Dominic Ficini. Okay, so I did the cover too, right? Normally, someone else does that at a publishing house. You'll pay them money, $1,000 to $5,000, and they'll make your cover for you. Text design, that's all the books, everything in the book. Same dude, Dominic Ficini. Proofread, yeah, I did it. I did that too. Edited, I corrected everything. Index, I did the whole index in the back. Let's see the index. You normally got to pay at a publishing house. Everybody does all these different steps. They got like 10 to 100 employees to do all this stuff for you. This is what an index looks like. Right? I did all that. I went through, I read someone else's index, and I said, oh, that's how you do indexes, huh? You put that word there and then that word there, and you find it on the page. Okay, I did that. So I just figured out how to do it. All I did was look at someone else's book. That's how you can do it. Tony Robbins taught me that. He said you just want to model someone who's done something. So you just figure out what someone else has done. You copy them, basically, and you try to do it better. That's all, modeling. It's not hard. It wasn't difficult. You could do it too. Even as a kindergartner, you could learn to index a book. But you just have to try to do it. It might take a little while, but once you do it, you'll be like, that was easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy. And by me telling you it's easy, you'll believe it's easy and you'll be able to do it. But if someone said, oh, you could never do it, then of course you would never be able to do it. It's whatever you believe. Text design, proofread, edited by, indexed by Dominic Ficini. Now, there's something I didn't do. Cover photo. Anthony C. Licata III. He took my picture and he gave it to me for free. Okay, his father was the photographer for our school, Henry Ford II, in Sterling Heights, Michigan. So, Anthony, thank you. I appreciate that. That was very nice of you. Anthony C. Licata III, he's on Facebook. If as an adult you ever want to thank him, just, contact him on Facebook. Or if you want to go with your parents and say, Anthony C. Licata on Facebook, you can send him a message. Say, thanks for, that was very nice of you to take David Yah Christian's picture when he was young and give it to him for free for that book. Thank you. Just let him know that we appreciate him. Now, this business, I don't know if that's still there. I don't even know if they do photography anymore. Maybe, maybe not. But you'd have to Google Licata Photography to find out. But that was their address. But now look what we're doing. We're going to read it. Photography by Licata. Why? Because we want to see how businesses make their logo. We want to get ideas from it and say, oh, okay, maybe we might want to start photography class or photography company. And then we would say photography by my name. And we might want to use cursive. We might want to use some other script. So you see, we're thinking about how to start a business when we read this. Get it? Now, listen, kiddies. Shake your head up and down. Or no, raise your hand and shake your head up and down excitingly if you're understanding what I'm talking about when we read this, how we're going to start thinking about starting our own business. So do you understand what I'm talking about when I say we're going to think about starting our own business when we read another business's title? Yes or no? Shake your head up and down if you understand. Raise your hand high if you understand. Okay, teachers, what? Look what they're kindergartners learning how to start their own business, okay? Photography by Licata. 39979 Van Dyke, Sterling Heights, Michigan, 48313-4631-313-939-1000. First CI Books printing, February 1994. And then it shows here, this is how they do it. They put 94 for the first printing. And then if there were going to be another printing, they would get rid of that. And then it's going to say 95. And they would get rid of that one and it'll 96. That's how they do it. It's not important to know, but it's just I'm letting you know how they do it. And then this is how they do it. First printing, second printing, up to 10th printing. This one only got a first printing. But this is nice to know. It was printed, and bound, put together, in the United States of America. Yay! Now, when I researched it, I could have printed in another country, but I said, no way, I'm an American. It's going to be done in America. And if you want to remember, I don't even remember the story exactly, but my father helped me print these books up. I wanted only like 500 copies, but my father said there was a better discount if you print up like 3,000 or something like that. I forget how many went. He printed 3,000 to 5,000 copies. I don't remember if it was 3,000 or 5,000, but my father printed up so many copies, it cost him like $10,000. And then I only sold about 50 copies of them. What's the sad thing is when we moved from that house after my father passed away about 5 years ago, a lot of the books that were in the garage in boxes, I think they got thrown out. It's a shame. We should have, we were moving out in a hurry. Those books could have been donated to the library or something, but I think they ended up in the trash. But it's just, that's the reality. Something happened like that. But hopefully we can get another printing going if people ever need it. If not, you don't need this book. You got the video of it. But again, some people want their own copy. And they also know sometimes the internet might get shut down. It might get shut down by the government if they don't want us to communicate. They'll shut it down one day. Again, we don't know if that'll happen or not, but some people want a hard copy in case that happens. Or it just might get shut down on accident. Like if there's a power outage or something, who knows? I'm not here to say I know for sure, but some people are worried that one day the internet might not be working, so they want their own hard copy of stuff, and that makes sense. So here we go. This book is dedicated to my mother, Patricia. She still calls me Pete, by the way. She says, Pete. I say, yes, Mama. And then when I talk to her I introduce her to other people, I say, this is Mama Faccini. So this is Patricia. She also goes by Pat Faccini. You can contact her on Facebook if you ever want to and tell her thank you for raising the founder of HELPOLOGY. Peter Louis Dominic Faccini, David Yah Christian. Pat Faccini, Faccini, Patricia. My father, Roger, who passed away 5 years ago. My sister, Rachel, she's still here. She's, I think, 50 years old. I'm 52. She's 50. My sister was 2 years younger than me. My brother is 2 years older than me. I'm the middle child. And if you know, you'll learn if you're a middle child, you probably already know this. For some reason, the middle child doesn't get much attention from their parents because traditionally, not always, but most of the time, a middle child, the firstborn child gets a lot of attention because it's the only baby. And then the second one comes along. And then when the third one comes along, they start focusing on the baby, third baby. And then the middle child's like, what about me? What about me? So a lot of times the middle child is like trying to get more attention. So they'll do things like write 2 books, start 2 YouTube channels, stuff like that. I'm just kidding. No, but that's me. I'm the middle child. Maybe that's why I create so many things, is I want more attention. But in reality, I'm happy without as much attention now. I started getting a whole bunch of attention, and it's like I want less now. So it's okay. But I do like attention, but I like to have stuff be of value or helpfulness. If someone gets my attention, I want to help them. So my sister, Rachel, my brother, Roger, my son, Tyler, lives in Michigan. He's 27 now, going to turn 28 pretty soon, this month, I think. So he's 28. My firstborn son, he's Jamaican Italian. So he's what they call mulatto, which means he's half black, half white. And so his mother was Jamaican. I'm Italian, so he's Jamaican Italian. Now this gentleman, Tyler, is a good, hardworking man. He's got his girlfriend. They both work in a factory in Michigan, and they have an apartment together, and they're working hard to make a home with each other. And I love him very much. But I do have 8 children. He's my firstborn of 8. And my daughter, Dominique. Now, at the time, it was just Tyler, firstborn son, and the daughter, Dominique. But that was only 2 out of 8 now. But these 2, Dominique ended up being named Ashley. So it was going to be planned that her name was Dominique, but then she ended up being called Ashley. Her name's Ashley Cullum. Ashley Cullum. Whom each I truly love and respect. Love, that means I will sacrifice for them. See, love is not just a feeling, okay? Check this out. Love, I've come to learn that love is sacrifice. And you might not ever even read that in a dictionary, okay? A lot of times it just says love is a feeling or an emotion. But really, love is sacrifice. So like if I love someone, I love you. So I'm going to sacrifice for you. Instead of me watching all these YouTube videos that I want to watch and learn more, I'm taking the time from watching and studying and learning and having fun watching all these. Some of these videos are, they're music videos. They're, oh my gosh, they're on everything. Entertainment, comedy, stand-up comedy, all this stuff. Education, billionaires giving their secrets, all, you name it, it's on Helpology. But anyway, self-defense, all this stuff. TED Talks, it goes on and on. But anyways, love is sacrifice. So I love you enough to sacrifice what I want to do to help you. And notice how I'm taking my time. I'm going slow. Slow for my kitties, right? Right, okay. Love and respect. Now again, respect means to re-look. Spect is like spectacle, or spectacles, like glasses. You wear spectacles so you can see. Or if something is a spectacle, it's something to be seen. So respect means to re-look. Re-look. And why would you re-look? Because you like it, right? Or it's not just like, okay? Because you can respect something and not like it. You'll re-look at it because it's important. Like if someone is going to try to hurt you, you respect that because they're coming at you. And you're like, I respect that person. They're strong. I better either run or I got to, call for help, or I'm going to have to defend myself, whatever. But you respect that. Doesn't mean you like it. So that's why it's to re-look. So really, to re-look or to respect has to do with something is important to you, okay? It means something that you value or you appreciate or you look at as something important, valuable, useful, helpful, or something you have to take action on because they might be hurting you. But anyways, respect means to re-look, to rethink, respect. So then we go to acknowledgement. And this is on the whole page is just this, right? Acknowledgement. So out of this whole book, I acknowledged one person. Acknowledgement. You got some things in here. You got know in here, the word know. Acknowledgement. That means to let them know. Let everyone know. The acknowledgement means I'm going to let everyone know this was important. Acknowledgement. And then I say, I want to thank the man who has helped me learn how to help myself. Anthony Robbins. And Anthony Robbins, if you ever get to this video, I don't expect you to ever hear this, but if you ever do, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're an amazing man. You changed my life. Your personal power tapes, that's what I listened to that really changed my life, was your personal power tapes. I listened to them like 5 to 10 times and I set goals and I just, oh my gosh, very, very helpful. I mean, you are a helpologist, okay? You're after me and Faith, I think you're the leading helpologist in the world. But me and Faith got you beat because we're doing helpology. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants like you taught me, right? I'm standing on your shoulders. I'm standing on Jay Abraham's shoulders. I'm standing on Oprah Winfrey's shoulders. I'm standing on Arnold Schwarzenegger's shoulders. You name it. All these people, I studied their work. Donald Trump, I read his books. So The Art of the Deal and all these other people. I've read more than 500 self-help books. But many of them, the ones that really come to my, that I know changed my life for sure, were your books, your video, your audio tapes. I listened to your interviews when you would interview people. I learned a lot from you for each. You picked some really good people to interview. I mean, you were doing Helpology, but you weren't calling. You're still doing it. I mean, you're still doing Helpology. You just don't call it that. You call it self-help or whatever you call it. Business strategy and life and business strategy, or life coaching. You call it, right? So you call it life coaching. I call it Helpology. But anyway, life coaching is a subset of Helpology, because brushing your teeth is also Helpology, and making sure you got a nice bed to sleep in is Helpology. Maybe a Tempur-Pedic mattress with some linen fabric, so antimicrobial and all this other stuff. So anyways, Helpology, everything in the world is a subset of Helpology. So you do Helpology, but you just you do a major part of it, but you do a lot of other stuff too. But you don't call it Helpology. That's why I'm doing it. You didn't create it. It wasn't around, so I had to create it. And so, but thank you for all your help, Anthony Robbins. Tony, you're an amazing man. I really appreciate you. I love and respect the heck out of you, dude. And if you ever want to interview me, I'd be happy to, be interviewed by you. But I do give you a lot of credit, okay? There's only one person I give more credit than you, and I can't mention him because we're not doing any religious teachings here. But this is amazing. You are the one person on this earth that I give the most credit to for helping me create Helpology. You should get the credit, Tony. You helped me, dude. You helped me believe in myself. You helped me set goals. You helped me get excited. I still know how to never get depressed. I still know how to stand up tall, put my head up, smile big, walk around the room like I'm Superman, my cape going off my back, and I never feel bad. So thank you, Tony. You're amazing. I love you. I respect you. I appreciate the heck out of you. And you are just incredible. So thank you, Tony. And you deserve this acknowledgement. You are one of the, you got to get credit for helping me come up with for helping me and Faith create Helpology. So here we go. Just like you give Jim Rohn, okay? You give Jim Rohn credit. He's like your mentor. Well, listen, dude, I'm saying right now to the world, Tony Robbins is my mentor. Tony Robbins. I recommend everything he does. He's amazing. In fact, I haven't been able to keep up with everything you've done, Tony. I haven't read your new books or nothing. Basically, I don't need to because I'm doing Helpology. But anyways, I could read your books and learn how to make more money, but I'm not trying to make more money. I got plenty. So anyways, here we go. I should probably study your stuff, but anyway. Oh, that reminds me. Let's look at this real quick. This book here that Tony wrote, I have it here in my library, which is, I don't have a big library. I try not to have too many books. I do information dumping, remember? But anyway, The New Science of Personal Achievement, Unlimited Power, national bestseller, Tony Robbins. There's my mentor. There's my dude. That's my best friend. Author of Money, Master the Game. Okay, Tony. And then on the back here, the cover got torn off. But anyways, what's it say here? America's Best 401k, My Power CFO. Okay, anyway, what I want to say is this book here. Let's see what this is. Spine. Unlimited Power. Simon & Schuster. Tony Robbins. Okay, so anyway, what I'm doing, the reason I'm showing you this book is because I'm going to read this whole book. Record it for free for everybody. Now, it says here in the front that I'm not allowed to do it, right? I'm going to let everyone know what I'm doing here, and I'll explain what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing this. I'm just letting my students, my little kiddies, yes, I'm letting you know what I'm going to be doing. It says here, all rights reserved, including the right of reproduction in whole or any part. I'm supposed to get permission from these guys before I do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the whole thing first, put it on YouTube for free, and then if they say, oh, you can't do that, I'll just take it down. Okay? So that's what I plan on doing, because I won't be hurting anybody. In fact, you're going to get a lot more sales of that book once I put it up. And I'll bet you the publishers will say, don't say anything, but he can keep it up, because we're all of a sudden we're selling the book more now. We're getting like hundreds of thousands of people buying the book again. And so they're not going to say, shut it down, turn it off. They're going to say, dude, that was great. Thank goodness that David Yah Christian, co-founder of Helpology, recorded your book, because now everyone's buying it again. So I got a sneaking suspicion they're not going to make me take it down. But if they do, I will follow the law and just take it down. So that's what I'm going to do, kiddies. I don't advise you to do the same thing, but that's what I'm doing. So anyways, here we go. Okay, we're going to see what it says here. What's it say? How to gain love, the feeling of caring, and the action of sacrifice. Respect, to rethink or to appreciate or care about or like. Happiness, we all know what that is. You can't even define. I mean, it's even hard to define what happiness is. Happiness is feeling good. Health, the well-being of something. And wealth, the value or usefulness or helpfulness of something. Personal, that's you, just yours. Perfection, you get a little bit better each day, of your mind. Think, feel, do. Thinking, feeling, doing. Asking, answering questions, your mind. Contents, what's in the book. Contents. Notice I'm looking for words that are in the words. Contents, I see the word tent. Tent. Contents. Something in the tents. So this is like the word tent, you know, like when you go camping. So it's the stuff in the tent. And that's like the stuff in the book, right? That's how I study words. I did it. No one ever taught me to do this. I just do it on my own. I said, okay, there's words within words. Let's do that and let's see what words are in the words and see if it helps me understand the word better. So you got the word tent, and that means like a little house or a little protection or something that contains things and you can put things in it. It's a tent. And so the contents are the things that go in the container or the tent. Now, you know, the book's not a tent, but it's helping me remember the word because now I'm picturing a tent, and it's also making me understand the root word better. And I'm teaching the kindergartners how to do this because they're not going to learn this in school. It's something I created. I never was taught it by anybody. Contents, the stuff. Now see, con, I'd have to Google what con means, okay? I don't know what it means. Con is usually bad, actually. Like if someone's a con artist, they're someone that tricks you, a con artist. If someone's an ex-con, they went to jail. So usually a con is not a good thing. But in this context, the contents are not bad, they're good. So it's, you know, neutral. The con, stuff inside the tent. Anyways, I'm going to keep going. I'm just sharing with you how I think. I may be crazy, don't mind me, say boy. Okay, who knows? Maybe I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But anyways, number 5, page 5, is the introduction. Intro, beginning, duction, introduction. Page 11, the best way, the most helpful way to use this book. I actually wrote down how to do, you know, a lot of books don't tell you the best way to use the book. I did. I said, you know what, they need to learn. I need to tell them the best way to use this book because I know there's a better way to use it than people would even realize. So I wrote that. I suggest you do the same when you write your books, kiddies. Page 13. Raise your hands if you want to write a book one day. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! How come everybody raised their hand? I don't know. Maybe because writing a book's going to be fun for these little ones. 13, page 13. Personal, just you. One-on-one, one individual. Personal. Person, you, all. Personal. Person, you, all. Of. Personal, of you. You, all. Personal. Perfection. Now, does it mean flawless, without flaw? It can mean that. Perfection can mean without flaw. But not when it comes to, you know, when we're talking about human beings and when you know, someone does something, you say, wow, that was perfect. It doesn't mean it was like, because listen, I'll tell you a secret. When you draw a line with a pen and you draw the perfect line, if you put a magnifying glass on it, it's not perfect, okay? It's a lot of errors in it. So there's really no such thing as perfection in this world. You might think it's perfection, but it's still messed up. So anyways, for humans, what we try to do with perfection is we say we just try to get a little bit better each day. So we try to, you know, perfection means to just get a little bit better each day, and that would be perfection. It's page 16, life. Page 19, Responsibility. Oh, here's a good word. Responsibility. Your ability to respond. Page 22. Knowledge. When you know something and you put it on the ledge in your mind, now it's knowledge. You know it, and it's on the ledge in your mind. The ledge is like a shelf, right? So you put it on the ledge or in the shelf of your mind, and now you know it. So know on the ledge in your mind. Now you got knowledge. You know something. Remember, knowledge is not power. People say knowledge is power. It's pretty close, but knowledge is potential or possible or maybe power, okay? So say after me, knowledge is maybe power, okay? They say knowledge is power because they're assuming you're going to actually do it. But see, in reality, human nature is not such. Knowledge is potential power, possible power, maybe power, okay? Knowledge is maybe power. Power is your ability to do something. So knowledge is maybe power. You got to turn that knowledge, what you know how to do, what you know that you put in the ledge of your mind, that you have it in your mind, you know what to do. Knowledge is knowing what to do. Repeat after me. Knowledge is knowing what to do. Very good, class. Now, very important word, by the way, knowledge. So knowledge is knowing what to do. Now, say with me, wisdom is doing what you know. Very good. Okay, that's what you want. You want wisdom, okay? Knowledge is the first step. You want knowledge. You got to have knowledge or you can't have wisdom. But once you get the knowledge, if you don't turn it into wisdom, it's useless. It's just like you don't even have it, okay? So remember that. You want to take knowledge, turn it into wisdom. So you're going to learn to know what to do, and then you got to do what you know, and then you turn that knowledge into wisdom. So knowledge is just maybe power, maybe ability to do something, and then you turn it into wisdom by doing it. And then you got to keep doing it, because if you ever stop doing what you know to do, then it's not wisdom anymore. You fall back into what would be called the opposite of wisdom, which is foolishness. 25, mental, or your mind, knowledge. So there's a specific type of knowledge having to do with your mind, mental knowledge. Mental knowing stuff that's on the ledge, in the ledge of your mind that you have up there. Potential, possible, maybe to do power. Page 30, power, your ability to do something. Page 33, pain, bad feeling. Page 59, pleasure, good feelings. Page 83, your brain, that thing inside your noggin up there, your head. Page 86 is actually like a master computer. Your brain is this powerful computer. More than any computer. They can't even make a computer as powerful as your brain. It's amazing. Page 86, your mind. Now, like, your mind is part of your brain. So, like, the brain is like the physical thing there. Like, you could, like, you know, when someone dies, they can take out the brain, right? But the mind is something that goes on inside the brain. When someone dies, we don't know what happens to the mind. It's kind of gone, but the brain's still there. So that's what that is. Mind, it's like your thoughts and your feelings and your personality. Page 89, self-esteem. Oh, this is a good one. Ready? Self is you. Esteem, when you got the word esteem in there, it looks like the word estimate. Estimate. When you estimate something, that means you're putting a value on it, okay? So you're going to be doing a self-value of yourself. You're going to be saying, okay, my self-esteem is how much I think I'm worth. My self-estimation of my own value, self-esteem. Page 94. By the way, your self-esteem will go up the more you do helpology, because you're going to start thinking like Einstein. You're going to be very smart, very genius. People are going to say, wow, you're amazing. You're going to say, yeah, you know what, I am kind of amazing. But then you're going to say, but it's not me, as I'm just doing helpology. I just keep asking and answering the helpology question. What's the most helpful and simplest way that works? And then I come up with great ideas because I'm asking better questions, like Tony Robbins taught. And then basically my self-esteem's going up because I'm smart enough to ask the helpology question. That's all it is. It's not that I'm so smart, Einstein said. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. Repeat after me. Einstein said, it's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. Very good. Woo! You guys are amazing. You know what? You impress me. You really make me proud of you. I'm so happy and blessed to be with you. You excite me. You make me want to wake up in the morning and jump out of bed and teach you guys. I wish I could be there in person with you. But this is second best, right? So where were we? We were talking about mental self-esteem, was it? No, self-esteem. Mental mind self-evaluation, okay? Page 94. Then we get into page 97 is love. That feeling of good, that feeling of it's like love is like liking something a lot, right? When you love it, you like it a whole bunch. So you love it. It's like the next step. You like something, but then after you like it so much, then you say, I love it. Okay, so love it is liking it really a lot, right? But that's the emotional part, the feeling part. There's also something else that has to do with action. So love is sacrifice. It's when you do something you might not normally do for someone or something else because you care that much about it. So like I've sacrificed my whole life for HELPOLOGY because I care so much about helping the world and helping you guys. I've been doing it for 30 years. And there's other things I could have been doing, but I chose to do HELPOLOGY instead. Page 106. Mental, mind, love. Mental love. Wow, that sounds interesting. I never heard anyone talk about that. Some of these words I made up. Like no one ever told me mental love. I said, there's such a thing as mental love. I'm going to talk about it. So I created like this word. Or I didn't create the word, but basically I created the word HELPOLOGY. Yes, but me and Faith. But anyway, check this out. I created putting these two words together. Okay, no one ever taught me this. I said, there is such a thing as love. There is my mind. Since there's mental self-esteem, understanding my mind, like I could say, listen, I forgot to mention this. Mental self-esteem is different than self-esteem. Self-esteem is the overall estimation of yourself. Mental self-esteem now specifically is your estimation of your mind. Okay, so you might think, okay, in general, my self-esteem or my estimation of my own value or worthlessness or my worth or my helpfulness, everything comes down to helpfulness, by the way. That's why it's HELPOLOGY, helpfulness. My self-helpfulness, what I think I'm helpful or not, is one thing in general. But then when it comes to my mind, I think more specifically about someone might say, well, my mind doesn't work so good. I'm not very good at my mind's a little slow or I can't remember. But in general, I'm pretty helpful, but my mind's not so helpful. Do you understand? You might say, well, my body's in great shape, but my mind is not so good. But guess what? The more you work out your mind, the better it will become. Okay? And you do have a great mind. You have a wonderful mind. It's very powerful. It depends on the questions you ask and how often you use it. Instead of just watching cartoons and doing exercises and studying things that you don't even need to know. When you start doing HELPOLOGY, you will get mental self-esteem go through the freaking roof, dude. You're going to be so happy and helpful and useful. It's going to amaze you. You'll feel great about yourself. And your parents will be so proud of you. Page 97, love, sacrifice, feelings of liking something a lot. Page 107, mental love. So those feelings of goodness or liking something a whole bunch regarding your mind and your thoughts. Once you understand that you think, feel, do, and you're in control of your thoughts, and you're able to think the HELPOLOGY question, you're able to be productive and healthy and happy, your mental love is going to be like, wow, I really love my mind. Because you're going to understand it. It's going to be working good for you instead of against you. Page 108, respect, to rethink, to respect, to rethink, or to relook. Respect, Spect. And spect can be like spectacles. You put those on to look with, spectacles. Or something is a spectacle. It means it's something to look at. Oh, that was a spectacle. Meaning, oh, it's something that we all looked at. It was, something happened and it was just a spectacle. So that means to look. So to relook. Why would you relook? Because it's important to you. So respect has to do with something is important to you. It has value or usefulness or helpfulness. Could be good or bad though sometimes. Like I said, let's say there's, how many people here have ever been bullied by someone that, someone in the school was mean to you? Okay, those bullies, they're bad people, of course, but listen, you respected that bully because you knew he could hurt you, right? You respected him. You were like, I'm going to avoid him. Okay, you were smart enough to say, I'm going to go walk away from him. I respect him, but I don't like him. Okay, so that's why you got to understand, respect can be something good or bad. You can respect something because it's going to affect you good or bad. Respect. Page 116. Mental respect, having to do or rethinking or relooking at your mind, something to do with your thinking process. Page 118, happiness, feeling good. Page 128, mental happiness. Happiness, feeling good about your mind, your thinking, your feeling, your doing. Page 130, your health or your well-being. Page 139, your mental mind health, the well-being of your mind, the well-being of your thought process, the well-being of your asking and answering the helpology question. Page 143, your wealth or the value or the usefulness or the helpfulness of something. 152, your mental wealth, so the helpfulness of your mind and your thinking process. Do we read this or do we skip it, class? Yes, you're right. We read it. Why? Because repetition is the mother of skill. Plus, you want to notice, okay, when someone wrote a book, they put that at the top every time. What did they do over here? They put that again. Okay, what did they do on the next page? Same thing. Okay, good. That's what I'm going to do in my book. If David Yah Christian did that in his book, I'm going to put it in my book. Title at the top. That way you know when you're talking about it, which book it is. Now, when you do recording like I'm doing, you're going to not have to be like, oh, by the way, this book, no one knows the title because you're going to have to flip to it, right? No, it's there already. See how that was smart to have that there. The book is How to Gain Love, Respect, Happiness, Health, and Wealth. Big claims, bold claims, but you're going to get it from this book. Personal, individual for you, perfection, a little bit better each day of your mind, your thinking process. Think, feel, do. Contents, we're still going what's in the tent. The stuff inside the tent. What's in the book. Contents. Isn't this fun? Oh, I just love doing this. I love learning. I love learning. Say it with me. I love learning. Woo! Yeah, I love learning. Why? It makes my life better. It makes me happier. It actually does this. When I learn, I get more love. I get more respect. I get more happiness. I get more health and more wealth. That's why I love learning, because I get all those things from it. Duh, right? It's common sense, I think. Page 154, effort. Work, what you have to do. So effort has to do, the word effort, listen to this. The word effort has to do with the word do, okay? But in the definition, right? Effort is doing something. Get it? Okay. Get it? Got it? Good. Page 160, mental doing. Mental, mind, thinking, feeling, doing. Questioning, asking, answering questions, mental, mind, thinking, asking and answering questions, the helpology question. What's the most helpful and simplest way that works? That's mental. Effort, doing. So mental effort is doing the helpology question over and over again. If you do the helpology question over and over again, your mental effort is going to be awesome. You're going to be so creative, intelligent, wise, smart. Oh my gosh, you're going to be tripping out. Your parents are going to be like, what the heck did you teach them? Helpology. Page 162. Relaxation. Oh, gosh. You got to remember to relax, okay? Take a break. I mean, like right now, I'm getting tired, but I'm going to keep going. And then once I'm done, see, you guys can stop the video, right? I can't. I got to either keep going or I got to stop recording. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm relaxing while I'm talking to you. I'm stretching, putting my hands up high in the sky. You can't see this, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm putting my hands up high in the sky. I'm cracking my back. I'm letting all my muscles relax. Taking deep breaths in through my nose. Out through my mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. That's going to help you relax. Tony Robbins taught me that. Thanks, Tony. In through the nose. Let's try it together. Watch how it works. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Watch, on 3. You're going to 1, 2, 3, in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, in through your nose. Hold it for like a second, and then out through your mouth. Let's do that 3 more times. In through your nose. Hold it for a second. Out through your mouth. 2 more times. In through your nose. Hold it. Out through your mouth. 1 more time. Everybody ready, kitties? I love you. In through your nose. Hold it. Out through your mouth. Now let all your muscles just relax and let go. Let your head fall down too. Now wriggle your arms. Let your hands go limp. Shake your arms. Let your muscles, bounce around. Shake your head. Back and forth. Make a funny noise. Okay, now, what we just did was we relaxed our whole body. Upper body, rather. So that's a little technique I just taught you. And I didn't even know about that technique. I just kind of made it up with you as we went. That's how Helpology works. You'll make up stuff as you go. Because you'll be asking, what's the most helpful and simplest way that works to do something, and you'll figure out on the fly. On the fly means as you're doing it, you'll figure it out as you go. You don't have to memorize stuff. You'll learn as you go. Page 164, mental mind thinking, relaxation. And relaxation is the opposite of stress, work, effort, doing. Relaxation means not doing, okay? When you relax, you're doing again nothing. Relax is to do nothing. Now, I don't know what these words mean, lax, like lax. I don't know what that means, but basically relax means, when you relax, it means to do nothing. That's relaxing, is doing nothing. It's really hard for us human beings in America. We're never taught to relax. We're always taught to do, make money. You got to create, we got to keep up with the world and do better than everyone. And you got to succeed in school and all this stuff. And so we're not taught how to relax. You got to learn that on your own, baby. But that's what this book will teach you. Page 168. Communication. Commune means to come together in a group. But communication is the giving and receiving of information. Page 172, information. We'll have to look that up. I forgot the definition. It's a pretty good one, but I forget it. Okay, information has the word inform. That means to tell. Inform. When you inform someone, you tell them. So information is to tell something. Page 179, language. It's what we speak, how we talk. Page 183, and write. So language is thinking, talking, speaking, writing. That's language. Page 183, thought. Wow, we did a definition of thought. So we got mind, mental, and stuff, and then we do thought too, okay? See, I don't remember this book. I wrote a long time ago. Page 188, memory. To get something that you had and remember it, to bring it back. Page 192, to learn. This is a great word. Look at that word. What's that word in there? What is that word in there? E-A-R-N. Earn. With an L. So I thought of it like this. The letter L is like live, for live, L for live. When you live, which means like you're going to be doing helpology, you're living. When you live, you're going to be doing helpology automatically. You're going to be thinking, what's the most helpful and simplest way it is to do, what's the most helpful and simplest way that works to do anything? That's living, right? So when you're living, you're going to end up earning money. You're going to earn love. You're going to earn respect. You're going to earn happiness. You're going to earn health. You're going to earn wealth. So that's what learn is, when you live and you earn. So that's why you want to keep learning, because then you're going to live and earn stuff, right? All that stuff. Page 195, to remember, to bring back to your thoughts so you use it. Page 197, an idea. Wow. People are like, I want to come up with a great idea. Well, you got to figure out what an idea is. An idea is an answer to a question you ask yourself. An idea is an answer to a question you ask yourself. So repeat after me. An idea is an answer to a question you ask yourself. That's an idea. So you want to come up with better ideas, everybody? You just ask yourself better questions. But we already discovered, Faith and I discovered, the most helpful and simplest question that works in the world. You can't make a more helpful and simpler question than this by definition. So the helpology question is going to give you helpological, or the most helpful and simplest ways that work ideas. So you're going to come up with better ideas by doing helpology. Ask, what's the most helpful and simplest way that works? And you'll come up with wonderful ideas. You'll come up with helpological ideas for everything. All the problems we have in our country and in the world, and human beings have problems, you're going to come up with solutions for them. You're going to come up with helpological ideas. You're going to solve problems. Einstein said, I forget something about something, and then he said, geniuses prevent them. So something about problems, but then he says, geniuses, okay, smart people, something like this. I don't remember exactly, but this is the point. Smart people solve problems. Geniuses prevent them. Oh, so he's saying, look, a genius will make it to where the problem never even comes up. He stops it before it happens. That's what helpology will help you do. Helpology will help you prevent problems instead of just solving them after the problem's there. You're going to prevent them from even happening. Okay, like for example, you will prevent yourself from getting cancer if you don't drink the tap water. So helpology will teach you to drink distilled water. You'll buy your own little distiller for like $150 to $200 for your house. You'll distill your own water instead of having to go into the store and buy it and bring it home and spending all the money. Instead of buying a distiller for $150, you're going to spend $300 on water and still not own the distiller. So you'll buy the distiller for $150. You'll end up making your own clean water, and it'll prevent you from getting cancer. So that's why geniuses prevent problems. Einstein said that. Page 209, focus is your ability to pay attention to something. Like, for example, I'm going to teach you, we know how to focus real good. Ready? Hands and eyes. Hands and eyes. See, we're focused now, aren't we? It's nice to be focused, isn't it, when there's something fun to learn? It's easy to be focused when it's something fun to learn, isn't it? When it's interesting to you, when it's entertaining, when it's fun, it's easy to focus. It's hard to focus when it's something you don't need to know. You're not going to remember. It's too complicated. It's going over your head. Don't even know why you're learning it, right? That's hard to focus on that because your mind's saying, this is wasting my time, effort, energy. Why are you teaching me this? Help me, help me. Stop it, stop it. Teach me helpology. Okay, now we go like this. That's focus. It's 217, awareness. To be aware of something, it means to know about it, to focus on it. Focus on it and then be aware of it, to know it, to think about it. 220, to understand is to stand under. To understand is to stand under. So that would be like you're looking at it, okay? That's what it is. You're standing under it to where you're paying attention to it, to where you're kind of figuring it out because you're standing under it, looking at it, and then once you do that, you're going to be like, oh, I understand. I was sitting there looking at it, standing under it, looking, and now I know it. I understand it. 235, to realize. Real. Eyes. Looking at it with your eyes, making it real in your mind. That is to realize. You're going to make it real in your mind, and then you'll realize something because through your eyes, it will become real in your mind. Then you will realize it. Page 239, experience is to do something, and then you'll know by experience. That means you did it. 242, to study. That means to focus on and learn. 247, to teach. That means to share something. 251, or to help. Teach is to share or help. 251, education. Education means to open up. So when you educate your mind, it means you open up your mind to the possibilities of what's possible, and it helps you believe in yourself. That is to educate. 255, a fact. That means something that's true. 259, a belief. That means something that you think is true. Doesn't mean it is. That's the problem with beliefs, okay? You might believe something's true and it's not. You might believe you're no good and you're not smart and that you'll never amount to anything because people have told you that, and that's your belief, but it's not true. I'm telling you to the truth is you're a genius. Einstein said everybody's a genius. So I'm telling you, Einstein, one of the smartest men that ever lived, the genius that helped create HELPOLOGY with his statement, the best design is the simplest one that works. Remember that? The best design is the simplest one that works. Einstein said that. That is how we created HELPOLOGY. HELPOLOGY, we took the word best, turned it into most helpful. Now we think like Einstein with that. What's the most helpful and simplest way that works? Well, I'm telling you, I believe in you. Okay, I believe that when we teach you HELPOLOGY, you're going to become a helpologist, and you're going to help yourself learn what's most helpful, and you're going to teach others it. You're going to write books. You're going to start YouTube channels. You're going to do TikTok. You're going to do Instagram. But how do you kitty say it? You're going to do Insta. You're going to do some TikToking. You're going to tweet on Twitter. I mean, you're going to do all that. You're going to share. You're going to help people. That's how you're going to make money. You're going to help others. The only way to make money is to help others, okay? You got to help others get what they want or do what they want or feel what they want or think what they want or experience what they want. And then if you do that, if you help fulfill other people's needs and wants, what they need and want, then you will make money. So you got to help others to make money. A belief. So a fact is something that's true. A belief is something that you think is true. Might not be true, but you think it. So the idea, the goal is to have your beliefs, what you think is true, be correct to where you believe facts as opposed to believe lies or things that aren't true, non-facts, or just stuff people say that's not true. Like if someone calls you a name, says, "You're ugly," you'd be like, "Wait a minute, that's not true. I'm not ugly." Don't let other people's statements make you believe something that's not true, okay? It's not a fact that you're ugly just because someone says it. They think that they got power over you because words do have power. They think they can trick you or manipulate you or trick you into thinking you're ugly by just saying it. That's a mean person, okay? Wicked, evil, mean person. You don't listen to them. You hear them say it and you just feel sorry for them because that means they got problems. They're trying to make you feel bad too. So, but the belief is you don't listen or believe what they say. You can hear what they say, just in your mind, just be like, that's not true. I feel sorry for them. They must have a problem at home or something. They're being so mean. They must, see, hurt people, okay? People that are trying to hurt you, it's because they're already hurt. They're hurt by someone. They're trying to hurt you because they want you to feel as bad as them. So just feel sorry for them. You know, you don't have to be their friend. You don't have to like them, or you don't have to be around them. Just walk away, get help, ask the teacher to help protect you. You know, hurt people. So don't let those hurt people hurt you. They're going to try to with their words, but sticks and stones can, what is it saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. See, that's not even a true statement. Names do hurt. Don't names hurt. Yeah, of course they do. Because then you start thinking, is it true? So what you got to do is take your mind, your power, your thinking process. When someone says, "You're ugly," you got to think and be like, "Am I ugly?" And you say, "No, I'm not." And so then you know for sure you're not. So be like, okay, that person can say that all day long and I still know I'm not ugly. They might even think I'm ugly. That's their opinion and it's not the truth. Okay, page 266. Your conscience. Oh boy. Science. Science. Science means to think or knowledge, to know. Con means with. So science, with knowledge, with knowing. Your conscience is your with knowing. Now, your conscience is actually a tricky word for a kindergartner, okay? That's a tricky word, but I'm going to teach you it. So yours means it's yours. With knowledge. Okay, you know what science is, right? Everybody knows science. Science is study. That's all it is. Science is study. So when someone does science, they're just studying. So con means with study. So what your conscience is through your life, you've studied things and you know what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad for you. That's your conscience. It's your mind telling you good and bad. With study or knowing, your mind is telling you this can help you or hurt you. That's what your conscience is. Your conscience is your mind telling you something's good or bad for you, that is going to help you or hurt you. Does that make sense? Okay, but wonderful. We just learned what conscience is. Kindergartners can learn what conscience means. I didn't know they could, but now they do. No, I'm just kidding. I knew they could. That's why I put it in this book. I knew kindergartners would get it. 270. Whoa, this is a bigger word here. What is this? It looks like that one, but it's not. What is this? Yours, that means it's it's yours. Consciousness. Conscious means you're awake. Con means with. Shus must mean attention or just awareness, because conscious means you're awake. If someone's conscious, they're awake and able to think. If you're unconscious, you're knocked out. Okay? So if you're conscious, that means you're awake and you're able to think. If you're unconscious, that's what you'll say when someone's knocked out. If they're like asleep in front of you or they got hit on the head and they're knocked out, they're unconscious. Okay? So if you're conscious, it means you're awake. So your consciousness just means your awakeness. Okay? Your consciousness is your awakeness. Now, I wish we could go faster. I'm getting tired, but we can't. I got to keep going. I'm going to sacrifice for you kitties, okay? Because I love you. We read this again. How to gain love, respect, happiness, health, and wealth. Personal perfection of your mind. That's what we're doing here. Content, what's in the tent. 274, honesty. What is true? 277, logic. What makes sense? What is good for me? Knowing what is good and bad for me. 282, value. The helpfulness of something. 284, improvement, to make it a little bit better each day. 288, self-improvement, to make myself, me, I better, more helpful. 293, success. Everybody wants success. Sounds like a big word. Oh my gosh, success. One day I'm going to be successful. No, listen, you got success right now. Success is just enjoying whatever you're doing, okay? If you're enjoying whatever you're doing, that's success. Because then you're going to keep getting better and better at a little each day, and then one day you'll have what everyone else thinks success is, which means success could be defined as being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without whoever you want, as much as you want. And that usually comes from having free time and lots of money. But maybe not a lot of money, just free time. But so you're going to have to learn how to do that. Right now, you're going to have to, when you grow up, you're going to have to trade your time for money. But you're going to learn how to start your own businesses with HELPOLOGY. You're going to study that online. You're going to learn from the HELPOLOGY YouTube channel, from billionaires, how to make money, you'll be able to Google how to start your own business. There's so many ways. Oh my gosh, they're making money with Audible. They record stuff and then sell it on Amazon, and they make millions of dollars. Young people are doing this. So you're going to be able to make financial success. But you're going to want to learn how to, when you got a lot of money, that you don't end up still being unhappy. So you're going to want to learn true success. But this book will teach you. But success is being able to enjoy whatever you're doing. 294. Failure. This is such a sad word. So many people fail. They think they're a failure. But see, people like Donald Trump, he bankrupted himself 3 times. He went bankrupt. That means he ran out of money 3 times. But did he give up or stop trying? No. But that's what failure is. Failure is when you give up or stop trying. It's not when you don't succeed. You keep trying, eventually you will succeed. So failure is when you choose to give up or stop trying. So if you never choose to give up or stop trying, you keep learning from everything you do, you'll never fail. There's no such thing as failure. Unless you give up, choose to give up or stop trying. 296, desire is what you want. Desire means to want. It actually means of the Father. De, of, sire, Father. I learned that from Tony Robbins. Desire is of the Father. Desire. So like, you know, like your dad, your father, you'd be wanting to do something that makes him proud, right? Desire. I want this because it's going to make my father proud. That's kind of what it comes from. Desire. Motivation. 299. Motivation. Motivate means to make you want to do something. 303. A goal. It's what you it's what you want to do or be. It's a goal. It's a thing you want. 315. A system. A system is a definite plan in a helpological order. Let me say that again. A system is a definite plan in a helpological order. Helpological is the most helpful and simplest way that works. Now, in this book, we defined a system as, I defined it back in the day, a system is a definite plan in a logical order. But now I'm redefining it as a system Well, you could still say a system is a definite plan in a logical order, but then you could say a helpological system is a definite plan in a helpological order. Get it? It's like more advanced. But again, we'll break it down for you kiddies. Excuse me. A system is a definite plan. That means precise, something clear, a clear plan in a simple order. A way to do something, okay? That's a system. So like your school is a system. Everybody's planned what time you're going to come, when you're going to leave, where you're going to go, who's going to teach it, what you're going to study, all that. That's a system. A definite plan in a simple order. And then we can advance that to a helpological system is a definite plan in the most helpful and simplest way that works. 320, a mental system. That's what we're learning here. We're learning a definite plan in a simple way to do it. 326, decision is when you choose something. Decide, it means to cut off. Incision is when a doctor cuts you. Incision, he makes an incision. So incision is to cut. Is of, so it's of cutting. So when you make a decision, it means you, and Tony Robbins taught me this, it means you cut off every other possibility, and this is your choice. So when you decide something, you choose to cut off everything else and make whatever you want happen. That's a decision. Choose to decide to cut off all other possibilities to where you're going to choose what you want. And that is your decision. You are going to cut off everything else and make whatever you want happen eventually. 333, commitment. That's agreeing and choosing to do something. And then doing it. The saying you're going to do it and then doing it. That's commitment. 337 is afterward. That means there's a whole bunch of words in the book. And then after those words is the afterword. That's all it means. It's the end of the book. It's something written after the book. Page 339, definitions. Definite, fine. Fine means precise, detailed, fine. Of, is of, so of fine. So we're making, definitions are just clarifications of information. We're making it define. We're defining things. We're of clarifying, simplifying. Definitions means making it clear. Content order, stuff that's in the tent. Stuff in the tent or in the book. The contents, the order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D, E. That's order. 345. Definitions. That means describing, explaining things, but then in a different order. Alphabetical order. That would be an order of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Content orders means the order that they were put in. So this content order is the definitions in the order that you read them in the book, the contents, the order that they pop in the book, the order you see them when you're reading them. So like if the first one you read and then the second one you read, that's the order. You're going to read the first one. That's going to be the definition on that page. It's going to be those ones in that order, the order they're in the book. But then on this page, they're going to be the same definitions in the order of the letters, A, B, C, D, E, etc. Alphabet. Order. 351 is the index. Index means everything in the book to where you can find it. That's what the index means. We're going to look for it here. Okay, index is just this. Index means what's in it. Okay, what's in the book, index, by alphabetical. The first word is actions because it's A. Next word is awareness because it's AC and then AW. And then you get into B's and stuff. So the index is where you can look up stuff. You can actually see what's in the book by looking at the index. So for example, look, you say, okay, there's some things about action. You want to see that when there's more stuff, like there's a whole bunch of this. You say, okay, there's stuff about improvement in this book. There's a little bit about this, a little bit about that. And then you're looking for where there's like a lot of stuff. Let's see if there's like more stuff in here about stuff. What I mean by that is when you start seeing like, say, oh, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 things about this. So there's more on self-esteem in the book. There's a lot So basically, there's not a whole lot about stuff in here. There's stuff on value, a couple, 1, 2, 3 things on value, ways to increase value, questions to ask yourself for more value. But value just means usefulness or helpfulness. Remember, it all comes down to helpfulness, to be helpful, and that is to help others get what they need or want. So, and then questions to ask others for more value or more helpfulness. So again, this book is not like, okay, there's a lot on wealth, emotional wealth, financial wealth, money. Emotional is feeling, financial is money, mental is mind, wealth is usefulness or helpfulness, physical is body, relational is like friends and family. But that would be a relationship. So there's a lot on wealth in here. But see, here's the thing. This book is just a little bit on everything. It's not a whole bunch on anything. So, but that's what you look for in an index. It'll give you an understanding of what's in the book. Help you decide if you want to buy the book or read the book. You don't have to buy books these days. You just go on YouTube and you watch them for free. People read the books. Like I'm going to read Tony Robbins' book. You don't have to buy that book. You can just listen to it for free. But then you might want to buy your own copy so you can study it more. And people will. Because some people learn differently than others. Some people learn better by hearing. Some people learn better by seeing. Some people learn better by doing. So these are things that some people that love to learn by reading, they're going to hear it on YouTube and still go buy the book. So that's why there's going to be more sales of his book when I read it. And that's why people are already asking about buying this book. I got one lady's like, where can I buy the book? And I'm like, it's not in print anymore. And then I researched for it and I said, here's a link to, you got, lucky. It's the last copy I could find, or 1 or 2 copies left in the world. But, we can make copies for you guys. Or, we can work. I can always work with the publisher to do it, but I think I'd just do it myself. I'll probably make a video how to do it, teach you guys what I do, and then you'll see how easy it is to write a book. And then you'll be, in 6th grade, you'll start writing books and selling them online, making money on Amazon, writing books in 6th grade if you start in kindergarten. So anyways, let's have some fun with this. But anyways, I'm going to take a break now. So, okay, kiddies, what we did, I'm going to tell you what I told, and I'm going to tell you what I told you. I'm going to tell you, and then I tell you what I told you. Okay, this is what you do when you teach. Okay, when you teach or you speak to others in a group, that's called public speaking. When you speak in public, which, by the way, a lot of people are scared to speak in public because they're worried they're going to say something and people are going to laugh at them, or, they might not be too smart. Don't ever worry about that. Okay? Just relax. Just when you speak, just be like, oh, I'm talking to a friend. I'm going to share with them. And if they understand it, great. If not, I'll keep talking until they figure it out, or until they can tell me if they need to learn more or whatever. And don't worry about it. Just speak. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. You'll learn better as you do it. As the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So anyways, you speak like this in public. You're going to tell them something. No, you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them. And then you're going to tell them, and then you're going to tell them what you told them. So what that means is, like, I told you we're going to read this book. And then we read the book. And now I'm going to say this is what we read. That's all it is. So, okay, I said we're going to read this book, and we were going to go as far as we could. And then we read the contents, and that's all we read. And so that's all I did, and that's what we did today. Okay, so that's how we did, kiddies. So again, we're going to close with, let's thank our teachers for being so good to us and for caring so much and for sacrificing for us. They work so hard. You do not know how hard these teachers work. I know because I used to be one teacher. I taught 3rd, 2nd, and 1st grade at Nashville Global Academy in 2009. And I was, I taught them, and oh my gosh, it's hard work, okay? It's really hard. But these teachers love you so much, okay? They sacrifice their life. They take work home with them, and they're working in the evening when they should be with their family. They're not. They're studying and working and preparing your lessons and grading your papers and a whole bunch of stuff. So let's give them a hand. Let's clap really loud and long and hard for them to just let them know how much we love and appreciate them, okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you, teachers! Thank you for loving us and for teaching us so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then we'll pick up where we left off next time. Okay, love you, kiddies. Remember to always ask and answer the Helpology question. Repeat after me. What's the most helpful and simplest way that works. Okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye, kitties.